At the great house of Collinwood, Victoria Winters has returned to her life from a strange and haunting adventure in the past. She has been followed from that year of 1795 by a witch, determined to enforce a curse. And as a result, a terrible nightmare comes first to one person, then to another. The same dream always, but each time carried one step further toward some terrifying, unknown end.
Why can't I forget that dream? That nightmare. Julia.
What's wrong, Eric?
The dream. This is exactly like the dream. You knocked on the door, and then you answered and you looked at me. Exactly as you are now. Julia, what's happening to me?
Eric, I can't tell you what's happening to you.
I can't work, Julia.
Because of a dream about me?
No, it wasn't about you. It was a nightmare.
Eric, what have you done about an assistant? I mean, you haven't seriously thought of using Willie Loomis. Eric, has something gone wrong? Something that will stop the experiment?
I must get back to work.
Eric, you haven't answered my question.
Julia, I only have a limited amount of time. The time is of the essence, and the body will begin to deteriorate after a certain number of hours.
How many hours?
Well, 48 at the most. I just simply can't have these interruptions. Oh. I've had hundreds of dreams before. I've always been able to get up and get back to my business.
What seems to be different about this dream?
Are you speaking in your analyst's voice, Doctor?
Oh, Eric.
You knocked on the door, and I went to the door and I opened it. And you didn't say a word. You just stood there and you beckoned me to follow you. And I did follow you.
Well, why did you?
I don't know. Why does one do anything that one does in dreams? And then I followed you to another door, and you opened that door and you pointed the way to go in. And you didn't speak a word.
That proves it was a dream.
I didn't want to go in the room, but I had no choice, and I went in. And the room was dark, and I heard the door slam and the key turn in the lock, and then I heard your voice. Your voice, it spoke a riddle, a senseless riddle.
You still could see nothing?
No. Yes. The room grew lighter, and I was in a room, and it was a room full of doors. Then I heard a sound of tinkling music from behind one of the doors, and I went to that door, and I opened it, and there was a skull staring at me out of the blackness of the room. And I slammed the door shut, and then I went to another door, and a guillotine slammed down. And I closed that door, and I went to a third door. And I opened that door, and there he stood.
Who, Eric?
My creation. But without a head. And then as I stared at the years I've spent dreaming of this, working on this, I suddenly knew the experiment would fail.
It was a dream, Eric.
Yes. Yes, it was only a dream. I'm so relieved. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Julia.
Eric, let me help you. I don't mean now, but I have been trained for emergencies. You don't need my medical skill.
No, Julia. You don't believe in the experiment. You want Barnabas the way he was before.
Perhaps it's for the best, I don't know. But Eric, you can depend on me.
Well, if you won't be needing me anymore,
I will be. I want you to take this letter to Elizabeth Collins at Collinwood.
maybe you ain't as changed as you think you are, Barnabas.
It's very perceptive of you, Willie. Very perceptive indeed. How odd it is that I should feel this urge on this night. Dr. Houghton would explain it away psychologically, I imagine. A man faced with the unknown. His last night on Earth as himself. So naturally, everything that he has done seems preferable to what he faces. But is it that? Or is it that I'm going back? I'm becoming what I was? No answer.
What do you mean your last night?
I explained everything to you yesterday.
Well, what about me?
Willie, there will be a Barnabas Collins. Only he will be in a new body. Someone I've named Adam. Now, you know who Adam was?
Yeah, the first man.
Exactly. And I will be the first of the new breed. This letter will give Adam an entree to Collinwood. Cousin Elizabeth will know that I am away for an indefinite period, and that in my place there's a young cousin from England named Adam Collins.
Oh.
What's wrong?
I don't like it.
That is a shame. Would you prefer to be here or back at Wincliffe?
But suppose you don't like me.
He will be exactly towards you as I am. And you will be useful to him.
Now, you don't know that. You don't know how this is all going to turn out. You might come out of this all different.
I want you to take this letter to Collinwood.
Won't be the same.
And make sure that it gets to no one but Mrs. Stoddard.
We suppose they won't let you live here. Then what's going to happen to me?
Trust me, Willie. I am trusting you. Now, things will be changed at Collinwood, as you will see. There's to be no mistake as to who gets that letter.
Barnabas, will I see you before you leave?
Very likely not.
Barnabas?
Willie, you will recognize me when I return. Even in that other body, you will know who I am. I promise.
It won't work.
It will work, Willie. Because it must.
Who is it?
Willie Loomis. I work for Barnabas Collins.
Has something happened to Barnabas?
Well, no, ma'am, not exactly. Well, I mean, no. I have a letter from Mrs. Stoddard.
Oh, she isn't here. She's in town at a meeting. You can give it to me.
Oh, ma'am, I can't.
Did he tell you not to?
Well, I don't even know who you are.
Oh, I'm Mrs. Roger Collins.
Oh, I didn't know he was married. See, I've been away. Oh, well, you know when Mrs. Stoddard will be back?
Very late.
I'll come back then.
Now, wait. Maybe it won't be so late after all. Why don't you come in and talk to me? I've been here all alone all evening. Come in. So absurd of Barnabas not to have a telephone. One would think he were living in the 18th century. Have you known him long? Worked for him long?
Yeah, on and off for a spell.
You must know him very well then. I can tell that you do. We don't see very much of him up here. I think he avoids us.
Well, you know, he never did go out much.
But to stay inside that house all day long.
He doesn't anymore.
Oh, where does he go?
Goes to see Dr. Lang a lot now.
Yes. Yes, I know. They see a lot of each other. One would almost think that they were working together. Though, that's impossible, of course. Did you work for Barnabas before his accident?
Oh, sure.
Was he very different then?
Yeah. Of course, sometimes he's almost the same, though.
Is he? Oh, that's very interesting. Willie, I know you have a lot to do. Just leave the letter here with me. And I'll see that it goes to Mrs. Stoddard's bedroom.
Oh, ma'am, I can't do
Now,
that.
what can be that important?
I don't know, but he told me not to. You see, he's going away.
He is?
Yeah,
Where is he going?
I don't know.
Look, I've got to talk to him, about Roger. It's very important. Surely you know somewhere where I can reach him.
I'm not sure. Something about Dr. Lang's.
Yes?
That's all I know. Hey, there's Mrs. Stoddard's call. Excuse me.
Good night, Willie.
Miss Julia, a body is easily assembled. A heart can be started. Breath can be put into lungs quite easily. But no one ever has been able to transfer the one thing that makes life possible, truly possible. The soul, the life force. It's all written here, steps I shall take. Your job will be to take Barnabas's pulse, his heartbeat.
Will Barnabas be in pain?
I thought you weren't going to be emotional.
I want to know.
He'll be unconscious after the first phase.
I am ready, Doctor. So this is how I'll look.
There'll be certain alterations in the face, but they can be done later.
I don't care how I look. All evening I've been having those old desires coming back to me.
Barnabas, would you lie down here, please? If you will tighten the straps, Doctor. Would you check the oxygen mask, Doctor? Barnabas, we're ready now. And I'm as confident as I can be.
I am too, Eric. Julia, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, Barnabas.
Take pulse reading number 1, Doctor.
You are in my hands, Eric Lang. As much clay as this figure I hold here. And I have as much power over you as I have over this. I can break off an arm, and your arm will be broken. I can touch this with my finger. And wherever I touch this clay figure, you will burn. For my power was given to me by the devil himself. And you will know it soon.
Pulse normal.
Good.
Give him something. His heart beats slower.
The pain will begin here, Doctor. Not enough to trouble you. Just enough to make you wonder.
Check the other pulse.
Eric.
Check the other pulse
Eric,
now.
no.
Now.
There's no sign of life.
The pain is worse now. Not bad enough to stop you. But when the pin goes in deeper, Doctor...
Ah! 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 Ah!